It's almost Halloween. It is therefore our special Halloween edition with the I don't see many witches' hats, but I did. My house has become infested with a spider, and special points and prizes. Oh, well done, Judy Cook. Special points and prizes to people wearing Halloweenish gear, singing Halloween-related spooky songs, and so on. Of course, there are no actual points and prizes at all, but never mind. Okay, anyway, our first singers this evening are Deirdre and Chris, and after them we'll have another pair in the form of Jeanne and Phil Revnell. Over to you, Deirdre and Chris.
I think Chris is taking advantage of the sunlight to do some painting, so he'll be here later.
Oh, okay.
So some of you have heard me sing this lately, and since I keep forgetting the last verse, I've got the words with me. All right, The Unquiet Grave. The wind doth blow tonight, my love, a few small drops of rain. I never had but one true love, and in the cold clay she lies slain. Well, I do as much for my true love as any young man may. I'll sit and grieve all on her grave for 12 months and a day. Well, 12 months and a day being past, the dead began to speak. Oh, who lies weeping all on my grave and will not let me sleep? It's me, my love, sits on your grave and will not let you sleep. For I crave one kiss from your cold clay lips, and that is what I seek. While you crave one kiss from my cold clay lips, while my breath smells earthly strong. And if you've one kiss from my cold clay lips, your time will not be long. So stand in yonder garden green, love, where we used to walk. The finest flower that ever did bloom has withered to the stalk. The stalk has withered dry, my love, and so must our hearts decay. So make yourself content, my love, till time calls you away. For the wind doth blow tonight, my love, a few small drops of rain. I never had but one true love, and in the cold clay she lies slain.
So good.
Yeah. Is that okay, Amanda?
That was great, thank you. Sorry, was there a question there?
I think I can nab Chris in a song or two later from now.
Oh, okay, that's fine. Well, in that case, if Jeanne and Phil could go on now, and then maybe, oh, well, it depends if they do 2 or 1. So yeah, grab Chris. When Chris appears, we'll put him on. But thank you for that that song to start the evening in exactly the right fashion for Halloween. Oh, so over to you, Jeanne and Phil. And
thanks a lot.
Phil, it will be Steve Suffet.
Yeah, we looked for scary, and we thought that this young lady is probably as scary as any you could come across, has a repeat line at the end of each verse that you can join in with if you wish.
Tis of a young lady, I'll sing you a song, sing rickety-tickety-tin. Tis of a young lady, I'll sing you a song, who didn't know her family long. Not only did she do them wrong, she did every one of them in, she did every one of them in. One evening in a fit of pique, sing rickety-tickety-tin. One evening in a fit of pique, she drowned her father in the creek. The water tasted bad for a week. We had to make do with the gin, we had to make do with the gin. Her mother she could never stand, sing rickety-tickety-tin. Her mother she could never stand, and so a cyanide soup she planned. Her mother died with a spoon in her hand, and her face in a hideous grin, her face in a hideous grin. She loaded her brother up with stones, sing rickety-tickety-tin. She loaded her brother up with stones and sent him down to Davy Jones. All they ever found was a pile of bones and occasional pieces of skin, occasional pieces of skin. She set her sister's hair on fire, sing rickety-tickety-tin. She set her sister's hair on fire, and as the flames grew higher and higher, she danced around the funeral pyre, playing a violin, oh Lynne, playing a violin. Now when at last the police came round, sing rickety-tickety-tin. Now when at last the police came by, a dastardly deed she couldn't deny, for to do so would have been a lie, and lying she knew was a sin, and lying she knew was a sin.
Well done. Well done. Very good.
Great stuff, Jeanne and Phil. Thank you. Another a bit of a contrast there from Deirdre's first song. Always good to have contrast. And yeah,
Well,
Tom
one's
Lehrer,
out
well
of,
done him.
sorry, that one's out of copyright now.
Yeah, Tom Lehrer put all his songs into the public domain this week. He's 92.
Yeah, fantastic. So, Steve Suffet is next.
Anyway.
Steve Suffet is our next singer, and after Steve, I don't see Chris, so let's go for Judy Cook.
Okay, I've just unmuted myself, so let's see what happens. Frankie was a good woman. God Almighty knows she spent $100 to buy her Albert some clothes. What you gonna do when your candy man is gone? Brings me candy in the morning, candy most every night. I said nobody else's candy cane can fit the job just right. What you gonna do when your candy man is gone? I will not sing that chorus after every verse, just otherwise the song is impossibly long. Well, Albert said I gotta leave ya, said I won't be long. He said, don't you wait up for me, Frankie, just be a good girl while I'm gone. What you gonna do when your candy man is gone? But Frankie goes down to the corner, orders a bucket of beer. She says to that fat bartending man, Has my Albert been in here? What you gonna do when your candy man is gone? Well, I ain't gonna tell you no stories. I ain't gonna tell you no lie. But I saw your Albert about an hour ago with a girl named Alice Fly. What you gonna do when your candy man is gone? It's candy in the morning, candy most every night. I said nobody else's candy cane can fit the job just right. What you gonna do when your candy man is gone? Well, Frankie goes to that hotel. Doesn't go there for fun, you know, underneath a silk kimono. She's carrying a 44 gun. What you gonna do when your candy man is gone? Well, Frankie climbs up on the transom. Up on the transom so high. And there she sees her Albert making love to Alice Fly. What you gonna do when your candy man is gone? Frankie bangs on that front door, rings that front door bell, says, stand out of the way, you floozy. I'm gonna blow my man to hell. What you gonna do when your candy man is gone? Now when Albert saw his Frankie, says, honey, baby, don't shoot. But Frankie squeezes the trigger and the gun went Rudy toot 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 toot. What you gonna do when your candy man is gone? Candy in the morning, candy most every night. I said nobody else's candy cane can fit the job just right. What you gonna do when your candy man is gone? Now you call out that rubber-tied buggy, call out that rubber-tied hack. Gonna take 12 men to the graveyard, gonna bring 11 men back. What you gonna do when your candy man is gone? Well, the judge, he says to Frankie, you know what we gotta do? You shot your Albert in the back, it's the electric chair for you. What you gonna do when your candy man is gone? Now Frankie looks out from the death house, and what do you think she sees? It's a goddamn Salvation Army band, and they're playing Nearer My God to Thee. What you gonna do when your candy man is gone? Well, the warden comes for Frankie, comes at 9:45, and the last words that they hear her say were, there ain't no good in these men. What you gonna do when your candy man is gone? It's candy every morning, candy most every night. I said nobody else's candy cane can fit the job just right. What you gonna do when your candy man is gone? Frankie and Albert.
Don't think I've heard you sing that one before, Steve. Great song. Brilliant. Okay, so Judy Cook is our next singer, and after Judy, we'll have Chris Carpenter, please. Over to you.
Okay, unless Chris needs to go ahead of me, which would be fine if he's in and out a lot. No, I'll go ahead then. Okay. I saw a hand wave from Deidre indicating that I should go ahead and sing. This is a traditional song collected in Michigan. I actually put a couple of versions together and then changed it still more so that it didn't have quite so many refrains of tra-la little ti-dios, but just has a chorus, which is plenty. This is Kate and the Cowhide, and it's good for Halloween because it's got dressing up, but not to go trick-or-treating. It's rather to scare some sense into her boyfriend. A damsel lived in Colchester, at length a clothier courted her. He courted her for many's a day, still the lady answered nay. Sing tiddy, sing tatty, sing trum little laddie, sing tra la little ti-di-o. Said she, were I to love inclined, I think you soon would change your mind. You'd court some other lady fair, for men are false, I do declare. Sing tiddy, sing tatty, sing trum little laddie, sing tra la little ti-di-o. At length the maid gave her consent, straightway courting another he went. He left poor Kate quite in despair, to court a lawyer's daughter fair. Sing tiddy, sing tatty, sing trum little laddie, sing tra la little ti-di-o. Now Kate knew every night he came from his new love, Nancy by name. Sometimes at 10 o'clock or more, Kate to a tanner went therefore. Sing tiddy, sing tatty, sing trum little laddie, sing tra la little ti-di-o. She borrowed there an old cowhide with crooked horns both large and wide. Then to a lonesome path she strayed, and at length the clothier came that way. Sing tiddy, sing tatty, sing trum little laddie, sing tra la little ti-di-o. He was sorely scared of her, she looked so like old Lucifer, with hairy hide and horns on her head that near 3 feet asunder spread. Sing tiddy, sing tatty, sing trum little laddie, sing tra la little ti-di-o. And when he saw her long black tail, he tried to run, but his feet failed. Kate quickly seized him by his throat and spoke with grim and doleful note. Sing tiddy, sing tatty, sing trum little laddie, sing tra la little ti-di-o. You leave poor Kate as I do here, to court that lawyer's daughter dear. You shall, whether you will or no, into my gloomy regions go. Sing tiddy, sing tatty, sing trum little laddie, sing tra la little ti-di-o. Oh, Master Devil, spare me now, and I'll be true to my former vow. See that you do, the devil exclaimed, or you'll soon hear from me again. Sing tiddy, sing tatty, sing trum little laddie, sing tra la little ti-di-o. He went to Kate and married her for fear of doleful Lucifer. Her friends and parents thought it strange that there was such a sudden change. Sing tiddy, sing tatty, sing trum little laddie, sing tra la little ti-di-o. She never let her parents know, nor any other friend or foe, till they a year had married been. She told it at her lying in. Sing tiddy, sing tatty, sing trum little laddie, sing tra la little ti-di-o. It pleased the women to the heart. They said she'd fairly played her part. Her husband laughed as well as they. It was a merry, happy day. Sing tiddy, sing tatty, sing trum little laddie, sing tra la little ti-di-o. Kate and the Cowhide.
Here's for Halloween. This is my scrub jacket, which I used to wear to work on Halloween. So here's the Halloween scrub jacket.
The Spider's very excited about that one. There's leaping around. I don't know if you can see it. I'm trying to make it leap around. Never mind. Oh, can people hear me? Because it said, yeah, you can. Okay. I got a message saying I was still muted, which was odd. Okay. Brilliant. Thank you, Judy. Great stuff as ever. Chris Carpenter is our next singer. And after Chris, could we have a song from Clive Woolf, please? Over to you, Chris.
Grand. Can you hear that? Good. This is the closest thing I can come up with for a Halloween style kind of song. It's called The Ballad of Blasphemous Bill. I took a contract to bury the body of Blasphemous Bill McClatchy. Whenever, wherever, or whatsoever the manner of death he died. Oh, whether he died in the light of day or under the peak-faced moon, in cabin or dance hall, camp or dive, of lux or patent shoes, on velvet tundra, virgin peak by glacier, drift or draw, in Musket Hollow, canyon gloom, by avalanche, fang or claw, by battle, murder, sudden wealth, pestilence, hooch or lead. I swore on the book I'd travel and look until I found the tombless dead. For Bill was a dainty kind of a cuss, and his mind was mighty sought on a dinky patch with flowers and grass in the civilized boneyard lot. And where he died or how he died, it didn't matter a damn, so long as he had a grave with frills and a tombstone epigram. So I promised him that he paid the price in good Chichachko coin, which the same I blowed that very night, way down in the Tenderloin. And I painted a 3-foot slab of pine. Here lies poor Bill McClatchy. And I hung it up on my cabin wall and waited for Bill to die. Years passed away, till at last one day came a squaw with a story strange of a long deserted line of tracks way back up the Bighorn Range, and a little hut by the Great Divide, and a white man stiffened still, lying there by his lonesome self, but figured it must be Bill. So I thought of the contract I made with him. I took it down from the shelf, the swell black box with the silver plate that he picked out for himself. And I filled it full of hooch and grub and slung it on the sleigh. And I harnessed up my team of dogs and was off at the dawn of day. When the stovepipe smoke breaks sudden off and the sky is weirdly lit, and with a careless feel of the fittest steel burns like a red-hot spit, when the mercury is a frozen ball and the frost fiend stalks to kill, well, it was just like that the day I set out to look for Bill. Oh, the awful hush that seemed to crush me down on every hand, as I blundered blind with a trail to find in that blank and bitter land. Half dazed, half crazed, in the winter wild with its grim heart-breaking woes, and the ruthless strife for a grip on life that only the sourdough knows. It was north by the compass, north I pressed, river and creek and plain. Past like a dream I slept to lose, and I waked to dream again. River and plain and mighty peak, and who could stand on awe as their summits blaze? Who could stand on days at the foot of the throne of God? Well, you know what it's like in the Yukon wild when it's 69 below. When ice worms wiggle their purple heads through the crust of the pale blue snow. And the pine trees crackle like little guns in the silence of the wood. And the icicles hang down like cuffs under the parka hood. Oh, it was north by north through a land accursed, scorned by the scouring brutes. And all I heard was my own harsh word and the whine of the Malamoos. Till at last I came to a cabin squat, built in the side of a hill. And I burst through the door, and there on the floor, frozen to death, lay Bill. Ice, white ice like a winding sheet, sheathing each smoke-grimed wall. Ice on the stovepipe, ice on the fence, ice gleaming over all. Sparkling ice on the dead man's chest, glittering ice in his hair. Ice on his fingers, ice in his heart, ice in his glassy stare. Have you ever stood in an Arctic hut in the shadow of the pole, with a little coffin 6x3 and a Greek you can't control? Have you ever looked at a frozen corpse who looks with you with a grin that seems to say you may try all day, but you'll never shove me in? For he was hard as a log and trussed like a frog, with his arms and legs outspread. I stared at the coffin I brought for him, and I gazed at the gruesome dead. Then I rose and kicked off the husky dogs that was nosing round about. And I started up a roaring fire in the stove, and I started to thaw Bill out. Well, I thought and thought for 13 days, but it didn't do no good. His arms and legs stuck out like pegs as if they was made of wood. Well, at length I said, well, it ain't no use, he's froze too hard to thaw. He's obstinate and he won't lie straight, so I guess I got to saw. So I sawed off poor Bill's arms and legs and laid him deep and straight in the little coffin that he picked for himself with the dinky silver plate. And I came right near to shedding a tear as I laid him safely down. And I stowed him away in my Yukon sleigh, and I started back to town. Well, I buried him, as the contract said, in a narrow grave indeed. And there he's awaiting the great clean-up when the judge bids loose head sweep. And I smoke my pipe and I meditate in the light of the midnight sun. And I often wonder if there was these awful things I've done. And as I sit, the parson talks, expounding on the law. I often think of poor old Bill and how hard he was to saw.
Right, that's nice.
Oh, wonderful.
Oh my gosh, Chris.
Yeah. A little bit of worming.
Great stuff.
It's a Robert Service poem.
I thought I started off thinking it was serious somehow, but yeah, a little tongue in cheek at least. Brilliant. Okay, Clive, it is now your job to follow that. And after Clive, could we have a song from David Diamond, please?
This is a song that I learned when I was still playing guitar. Now we are going only a mere 30, 40 years ago. So there. Da, 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 da. They're too high, that is. Da, 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 da. That's better. That's far better. As I was walking one morning in May, to hear the birds whistle and to see the lambs play, I espied a fair damsel, so sweetly sang she, down by the green bushes where she chanced to meet me. Oh, why are you loitering here, pretty maid? I'm waiting for my true love. And softly she said, Then can I go with you, and will you agree to leave your old and true love and follow with me? And I'll give you fine beavers and fine silk satin gowns. I'll give you rich petticoats, flounce to the ground. I'll give you rich diamonds if you will agree to leave your old and true love and follow with me. Oh, well, I don't want your beavers, nor your fine silks, nor your clothes, for I'm not so foolish as to marry for those. But if you'll be constant and true unto me, I'll leave my old and true love and follow with thee. And when that she left him, and she found him was gone, he looked very foolish, and he cried quite forlorn. She's a false-hearted woman that's forsaken me, and left the green bushes, and forsaken me, and I'll spend my fine... I can't remember the last verses. There you go. End.
Oh.
Thanks, Clive. Maybe we'll have the final verse next week, but great to hear that anyway. What was the name of that song, Clive? Has it
Muted.
got a name?
It's muted.
Oh, can you unmute, Clive?
It's usually just called Green Bushes, I think,
Oh,
isn't
just
it,
Green
Clive?
Bushes. Okay.
I think.
And it was collected by Vaughan Williams, that version.
Vaughan Williams.
The self-same man who built his own library in Cecil Sharp House.
Indeed. Good man.
With his own hands.
Okay.
With his own hands.
So David Jones is our next singer, and sorry, not David Jones. Sorry about that. David Diamond. Too many Davids. A lot of Davids. David Diamond is our next.
You can't have enough. You can't have enough Davids.
No, you never can. You never can. Nevertheless, it gets a bit confusing. So David Diamond and then John White, please.
Right. I have a terrible confession. I completely forgot about Halloween. And so I tried to think of a song with various horrors in it. So I thought instead of doing that, I'd commit a horror instead in public here. Because this song I'm going to sing is one that's been going through my head for weeks now. And I thought, well, I might as well sing it, and then it'll be out of my head. Unfortunately, it's Irish, and I've never been in Ireland one day in my life. So you'll just have to put up with it and consider it part of the Halloween horror. Oh, Sullivan John, to the road you've gone, far away from your native home. You've gone with the tinker's daughter along the road to Rome. Oh, Sullivan John, you won't stick it long. Your belly will soon get slack as you roam the road with a mighty load and a toolbox on your back. Now here's Katie Cafe with a 9th baby wrapped up in her back, strapped on. She's an old ash plat held in her hand to drive her donkey on. Inquiring at every farmer's house as along the road you roam. It's have you a pot or a pan to mend? Can my donkey graze your grass? And he's Peter McGrath, and he's walked so far, and the soles of his shoes are thin. Be it kettle or can or a pot or a pan, he'll mend it with his tin. And then it's pack on his back and down the track. He treats each mile the same, with a steady pace and a smiling face, and never a coin to his name. Now is Michael's wife, the joy of his life, with a face like a tired prune. She's had children 5, just 3 still alive, but a grandchild coming soon. And he doesn't know what her face doesn't show, as along the road they roam. But the tears shine bright in the pale firelight, as she dreams of a house, of a home. And it's Sullivan John, to the road you've gone, far away from your native home. You've gone with a tinker's daughter, along the road to Rome. Oh, Sullivan John, you won't stick it long. Your belly will soon get slack, as you roam the road with a mighty load and a toolbox on your back.
That's kind of a I think you should have a flute.
Nicely done, David. Thank you. Okay, John White is our next performer, and after John, could we have Maggie and Pete, please?
Because I've got a new computer and I'm not sure whether I'm focused. Hello?
You're on.
Yes. I was just saying, can you see me okay?
You look fine.
That's fine. Okay, right. Just to say what a great week we had last week when we were remembering Ewan MacColl, and what a bonus it was to have Peggy Seeger singing with us, and to hear that there's going to be a memorial bench next to Ewan's memorial tree in Russell Square. And so while Ewan's still in our thoughts, I thought I would revisit one of his songs, the song about his father, which I think is one of the most moving songs he wrote. It's worth remembering, as Ewan grew up as a teenager, it was the worst days of the Depression of the 20s and 30s. And the suffering and the injustice and the poverty he saw in those days comes through in so many of the songs, including this one, and of course, Dirty Old Town. And here it is, My Old Man. My old man was a good old man, skilled at the moulding trade. In the stinking heat of the iron foundry, my old man was made. Up to his knees in the moulding sand, he wore his trade like a company brand, one of the Cyclops' smoky band. Yes, that was my old man. My old man wasn't really old, it was just that I was young. And anyone over 12 years old seemed halfway to the tune. He was loyal to his workmates all his life, gave his pay packet to his wife, had a few jars on a Saturday night. Yes, that was my old man. My old man was a union man, fought hard all his days. He understood the system and was wise to the boss's ways. He said, if you want to get yours by right, you've got to struggle with all your might. They'll rub you blind if you don't fight. Yes, that was my old man. My old man was a proud old man, known to all on the foundry floor, until the day they paid him off and showed him to the door. They gave him his card, said things look like we've got a machine that can learn the knack of doing your job, so don't come back. The end of my old man. My old man, he was 52. What was he to do? A craftsman moulder on the dole in 1932. He felt he had given all he had to give, so he did what thousands of others did, abandon hope and the will to live. They killed him, my old man. My old man, he is dead and gone. Now I am your old man. And my advice to you, my sons, is to fight hard while you can. Look out for the man with the silicon chip. Hang on to your job with a good firm grip. For if you don't, you'll have had your chips, the same as my old man.
John.
Well done.
John.
Well done, John.
He's like fifth bottom I've had. I'm not ever getting a top.
Oh, I think. Not sure what's happening there. Very sensitively done, John. Thank you for bringing that. And yeah, it was a fantastic session last week with Peggy. It's all on the Sharps in Isolation YouTube, if you want to relive it, by the way. And our next singers are Maggie and Pete. And after Maggie and Pete, David Kidman, please.
Hello. Yeah, you ready? Oh, it's Simon who pointed out the tune to this song is pretty much Colored Aristocracy, which I hadn't noticed until then. Mother always said, keep away from her. When she goes by, the dogs all cry, but the cats all purr. She's a voodoo queen, up from New Orleans. There she goes, just looking like the universe was hers. Voodoo Queen Marie, she ran the town of New Orleans, ran it since the middle teens, like a favorite toy. And that's alright because that's just exactly what it was. Ain't nobody, ain't no law made to fit Queen Marie. When she gets the power, don't the men all stare? Mirrors crack and clocks all stop and sparks fly in the air. Dancing in the rain across Lake Pontchartrain. Other women walk on the earth, this one sails through the air. Folks tell fabulous lies, they say a green light shines from her eyes. Say she's a cat in disguise, say she's got horns on her head. They say she's married as well, it's said she wed the devil in hell. Turned him into a big black snake and keeps him under her bed. Watch that woman shake, dancing with a snake. Dancing, dancing all night long on a moonlit, candlelit voodoo lake. Dressed in flaming red, dancing with the dead. Dancing, dancing all night long with the fish held over her head. Voodoos know her name, they pass the tale from hand to hand. You can go all over this land and never hear a word said. But if you know where to look, and it won't be found in any one book. But the Voodoos know and say, Queen Marie is not dead. Mother always said, keep away from her. When she goes by, the dogs all cry, but the cats all purr. She's a voodoo queen, up from New Orleans. There she goes, just looking like the universe was hers.
Love
there.
that.
And folks, could you please remember, if you can use the chat, to just put the names of your songs in the chat, because that helps us with the indexing for YouTube. Okay, David Kidman is our next singer, and after David, one from Tara, please.
Right. Hi. Not Peggy Seeger this week, and I've remembered it's the Halloween special, so a couple of short pieces that together spell Halloween, if you'll pardon the pun. We light up the lanterns and candles as soon as the day disappears. The stars in the sky are faint to our eyes, and the darkness is looked on in fear. So we try to banish the night. When daylight departs in the desert, you can see every star in the sky, and each constellation shines out so clear at each shooting star speeding by. Yet we try to banish the night. Bats hunt in the dusk, owls hunt in the dark. That's when they take to their flight. And badgers and foxes are searching for food, for they have no need of a light. Yet we try to banish the night. Our eyes cannot see in the darkness, unless the moon gives its light. So until we're abed, we look on in dread, and we try to banish the night. Yes, we try to banish the night. Yes, we light up the lanterns and candles as soon as the day disappears. The stars in the sky are faint to our eyes, and the darkness is looked on in fear. So we try to banish the night. Yes, we try to banish the night. Go, go light the lantern at your door, and honor those who have gone before. The worlds that part us now are twain, for Hallows Eve is here again. The westering sun grows pale and wan, the day grows dark, and the nights draw in. The autumn leaves are tipped with fire, fruit hangs ripe upon the briar. Go light the lantern at your door, and honor those who have gone before. The worlds that part us now are twain, for Hallows Eve is here again. Sweep out the hearth and clear the grate, and bid fond welcome at your gates. Gather the final harvest in, for all the hardship winter brings. Go light the lantern at your door, and honor those who have gone before. The worlds that part us now are twain, for Hallows Eve is here again. Between the bonfires lightly tread, and bless the year that lies ahead. the seasons turn to frost and dew, before the sun its strength renews. Go light the lantern at your door, and honour those who have gone before. The worlds that part us now are twain, for Hallows Eve is here again. The worlds that part us now are twain, for Hallows Eve is here again.
Oh, good.
Hey, well done.
You practice to read my slate for the next 2 days.
2 for the price of 1, David. Thanks for that. And very, very seasonal. So Tara's our next singer, and after Tara we'll have a song from Alison Frosdick, please.
Hi, I don't celebrate Halloween, but I've got a tenuous link to this song, which is that I was reading some articles about the persecution of so-called witches, where men kind of got very threatened by powerful women. And so I decided to sing a freedom song. And it's also kind of inspired by Margaret, who sang a beautiful song a few weeks back. And so I started looking at freedom songs. And I found this on a Smithsonian recording, Sing for Freedom, Story of the Civil Rights Movement. So anyway, I'm going to sing that. And also because it's a lovely song for singing along with and doing loads of harmonies with, so I'm going to imagine them when I sing. So here we go. Ain't gonna let nobody turn me round. Ain't gonna let nobody turn me round, turn me around, turn me round. Ain't gonna let nobody turn me round. Keep on walking, keep on talking, heading for the promised land. Ain't gonna let no haters turn me round, turn me around, turn me round. Ain't gonna let no haters turn me round. Keep on walking, keep on talking, heading for the promised land. Ain't gonna let no detractors turn me round, turn me around, turn me round. Ain't gonna let no detractors turn me round. Keep on walking, keep on talking, heading for the promised land. Ain't gonna let nobody turn me round, turn me around, turn me round. Ain't gonna let nobody turn me round. Keep on walking, keep on talking, heading for the promised land. Ain't gonna let nobody turn me round, turn me around, turn me round. Ain't gonna let nobody turn me round. I'll keep on walking, keep on talking, heading for the promised land.
Well done.
Yeah.
Good stuff, Tara. I'm glad we can see you these days. You've always sounded great, but it's good to see the performance as well. Okay, so over now to Alison, and after Alison, a song from Chris Lamb, please.
Well, I was going to sing Unquiet Grave, but since that's already been sung, I'm going for one that has got an apparition in it, but it's not particularly ghostly, but it's quite miserable anyway. So this is the version of Bruton Town as collected by Cecil Sharp himself. In Bruton Town there lived a farmer who had 2 sons and 1 daughter dear. By day and night they were a-contriving to fill their parents' heart with fear. One told his secret to none other, but unto his brother this he said, I think our servant courts our sister. I think they have a mind to wed. If he, our servant, courts our sister, that maid from such a shame I'll save. I'll put an end to all their courtship, and send him silent to his grave. A day of hunting was prepared in thorny woods where briars grow, and there they did that young man murder, and in the brook his fair body throw. When they returned home from their hunting, she asked for her servant kind. We've left him where we've been a-hunting. We've left him where no man can find. She went to bed crying and lamenting, lamenting for her heart's delight. She slept, she dreamed, she saw him by her, all swathed in blood, a wretched sight. His hair and face were wet with water, his body was all racked with blows. Oh, love, for you I've suffered murder, and I'm lying now where no man knows. So she rose early all in the morning, and off to the distant brook she sped, and there she saw her own dear jewel, a wretched sight, all bloody red. She took her scarf all from her pocket, she took his hat all on her knee, and then she wiped those dear eyes softly, she wiped those eyes that could not see. And since my brothers have been so cruel to take your tender sweet life away, one grave shall hold us both together, and along with you in death I'll stay.
Well sung.
Oh, beautiful, Alex.
Beautiful.
That definitely counts as a ghost story as far as I'm concerned. Yeah, great stuff, great story. So Chris Lamb, yeah, you narrowly missed out on singing last week. I'm glad you are with us again this week. I'm looking forward to hearing you. After Chris, a song from Simon Prager, please. Can't hear you. You'll need to unmute.
Right, I have now unmuted. This is not a Halloween song, but it is actually a children's song. Can be found in the Oxford Book of Children's Nursery Rhymes. A fairly macabre song, so it might suit the season. There was a lady, all skin and bone, and such a lady was never known. It happened on a holiday. This lady went to church to pray. And when she came unto the stile, she tarried there a little while, and when she came unto the door, she tarried there a little more. And when she came unto the aisle, she had a sad and a woeful smile. She'd come along and a weary mile, her sin and sorrow to beguile. And she walked up and she walked down. She saw a dead man upon the ground, and from his nose unto his chin the worms crept out and the worms crept in. The lady to the sexton said, "Shall I be so when I am dead?" The sexton to the lady said, "You'll be the same when you are dead."
Oh, that's
Cheery stuff.
It is beginning to get a little morbid, isn't it? Excellent. I love it. So Simon Prager is our next singer, and after Simon, one from Martin Nail, please.
Thank you. This is Fishing Blues, which is, I suspect, has very little to do with Halloween, which is something I know very little about. I'm an atheist. I don't know if that makes any difference. But this comes from Henry Thomas, who was a very quite an early black folk singer, I'd say. Bet you're going fishing all of the time, baby going fishing too. Oh, bet your life, your sweet wife, catch more fish than you. Well, a many fish bite, you got good bait. Here's a little tip I would like to relate. Many fish bite, you got good bait. I'm a-going fishing, yes, I'm going fishing. My baby's going fishing too. Went on down to my favorite fishing hole, grabbed me a pole and a line. Threw my pole on in, grabbed a 9-pound catfish, got him home for supper time. To prove that many fish bite, you got good bait. Here's a little tip I would like to relate. Many fish bite, you got good bait. I'm a-going fishing, yes, I'm going fishing. My baby's going fishing too. Oh, put him in the pot, mama, put him in the pan. Cook him till he's nice and brown. Won't you buy a bunch of buttermilk, good things, baby, and chew them things and jump 'em on down. Prove that many fish bite, you've got good bait. Here's a little tip I would like to relate. Fish bite, you've got good bait. I'm a-going fishing, yes, I'm going fishing. My baby's going fishing too. I'm a going fishing. Yes, I'm going fishing. My baby's going fishing too.
Hey. All the fishing.
And my
Wonderful.
Can't let me forget Ozzy's medicine programs.
Great stuff, Simon. Yeah, I hope you catch something as well. Not COVID, fish. Okay, Martin is next. After Martin, I'll do a song myself, and if I forget to say, it will be Racker Donnelly after me.
Excuse me. The gas was on at the Institute, a flare was up at the gym, a man was running a mineral line, a lass was singing a hymn, when Captain Webb, the Dawley man, Captain Webb from Dawley came swimming old canal that carried the bricks to Lawley, swimming along from Severn, paying a call at Dawley Bank while swimming along to heaven. The sun shone low on the railway lines and over the bricks and stacks, and in at the upstairs windows of the Dawley houses' backs, when we saw the ghost of Captain Webb, Webb in a water sheeting, come dripping along in a bathing dress to the Saturday evening meeting, dripping along to the Congregational Hall, dripping, and still he rose over the sill and faded away in a wall. There wasn't a man in Oaken Gate who hadn't got hold of the tale, and over the river in Iron Bridge and round by Colebrook Dale, how Captain Webb, the Dawley man, Captain Webb from Dawley, rose rigid and dead from the old canal that carried the bricks to Lawley. Rigid and dead at the Saturday congregation, paying a call at Dawley Bank on his way to his destination. Rigid and dead to the Saturday congregation, paying a call at Dawley Bank on his way to his destination.
Well done, Martin.
Excellent. Up to the couple £100.
That rigid and deadline is worth it just for that. Great stuff. Thanks, Martin. So I'm going to sing now, and yes, after me it will be Racker Donnelly. This is a cautionary tale from Australia. Lie down, my newly married wife, lie easy as you can. You're young and ill-accustomed yet to sleeping with a man. The snow was deep, the moon was full as it shone on the cabin floor. His young bride rose without a word and ran barefoot through the door. He up and followed, fast and sure, and an angry man was he, for his young bride wasn't there in sight, and only the moon shone clearly. He's followed her track through the new deep snow, calling out loud her name. Only the dingoes in the hills yelled back at him again. Then the hair stood up upon his neck, and his angry mind was gone, for where the 2-foot track gave out, a 4-footed track went on. Her nightgown lay upon the snow, as it might upon a bed-sheet. But the track that led from where it lay was never of human feet. He's first started into walking back, then he began to run, and his quarry turned all in her track, and hunted him in turn. An empty bed still waits for him, as he lies in a crimson tide. Beware, beware, oh trapper men, beware of a grisly bride.
Wow.
Men think they know us, but they don't really. Okay, Racker Donnelly is next up, and after Racker, it will be one from Eleanor and Sam Simmons, or possibly two from them. We'll let them decide. Can't hear you, Racker. Could you unmute, please?
It again.
Yes.
You can hear me now.
Can hear you loud and clear now.
Right, it says mute. Anyway, anyway, Amanda, you're from the Scottish tradition, and the Scots, of course, have been soaked in the spirit of this time of year for centuries, time immemorial. Likewise, the Irish, and we all know how to celebrate All Souls Night coming up next Saturday. And in recent years, the Sassenachs, the English have, they're having a valiant go at it, but they're kind of miles off. They're not heading in the right direction. So this is hoping to coax them into doing the right thing from now on. Halloween, what's it mean? Well, een is a bygone word for eyes. So Halloween must mean skull sockets, echoey deep like empty pockets. With a lipless grin, come in, and the pounce tentacular of cool Count Dracula. What happened to the lovely summer days? Brute autumn caught him. Trees go bald, Prince Charles appalled. This weather, windscreen wipers scream for diapers. Umbrella inside out, you're up the spout. Flailing hail, hosing sleet, frozen feet. Swimming drains, brimming bogs, it's raining cats and dogs. Mogs and poodles, oodles of puddles, you need cuddles and hot chocolate for the throat to anti-streptococcolate. A season this for pungent flagons, dungeons, dragons, time for ghouls to don cagoules and zombies, crombies. Headless pukas spreading verrucas, Barack Obama taking the cake from the preacher man who said, there'll be a black man in the White House when pigs have wings. And he was right. It's true, swine flu. Then down, 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 the great come down to the twittering rump of Donald Trump, the hollow clown. Hollow, of course, is really Hallowe'en when Yankees toast marshmallow. Vigil of All Saints, day for all the haloed who scraped and saved in pain to gain their religious payload. The previous eves for eating buxty, culcanon, brack, a meatless feast stuffed with carbohydrate, scoffed at a suicidal rate. Go to it, don't overdo it. It's easy to get obese on yeast. A night when disentombed spirits muster at raths and lisses, and passers-by pass by in dread of the doomed undead and their tearful, fearful kisses. Take care on such a night to guard your gardened veg. Don't dare suck succulent broccoli off your hedge, for where'er the cheeky puka prowls tonight, he cocks a sneaky leg and takes a leak. This is the night your banger'll fail to bang, and on a barmbrack ring you crack a fang, when all you want is to get your knob in, the wife insists on apple bobbin, and you feel like a country bumpkin in that pumpkin. These days the kids demand cash in hand, give 'em lollipops, they call the cops. More trick than treat, a callow, shallow scene, not worth a jelly bean. It's time to vent our spleen, for it's far more Hollywood than Hallowe'en. Jeanne, Halloween.
Well done, Russell. Oh, magic. On your own.
Masterful.
Absolutely out on your own.
Okay, Eleanor and Sam, it's up to you to follow that. And after you, it will be a song from Heatherwood and Leslie. If Leslie is also singing with you, I'm not sure. Anyway, Eleanor and Sam, then Heather and possibly Leslie.
Right, Sam first.
Right, this is, I usually see my role here as lightening the gloom that pervades the Cecil Sharp Club, but just tonight I thought for a change, once a year I'd actually do something a bit gloomy in keeping with the spirit of the year. This is, we live in Malvern Hills, and this is a song from the Malvern Hills, which I got from, it's a traveller song, which I got from Tony Lloyd, who called it the Malvern Horror Story, better known as Bold Lambkin. The Lord said to the lady before he went out, beware of Bold Lambkin, for he's walking about. What care I for Bold Lambkin or any of his kin? The doors they are all bolted and the windows closed in. One door left unbolted, Bold Lambkin crept in, for to stab that little baby with a silver bodkin. Said Lambkin to the false nurse, where's the heir of this house? He's asleep in his cradle, as quiet as a mouse. How soft he do slumber, how soft he do sleep. Then with a silver bodkin stabbed the baby so deep. Oh lady, asleep in thy room, don't you hear your little baby for to cry and to moan? How can I come down in the midst of the night, with no fire a-burning and no candle light? Oh Lambkin, spare my life 1/2 hour. I'll fetch you my daughter Betsy, she's the fairest of flowers. What cares I for your daughter Betsy, or any of your kin? She may hold a silver basin for to catch your blood in. There's blood in the kitchen, there's blood in the hall, there's blood in the parlour where the lady did fall. 'Twas early next morning before break of day. The master
come a riding that way. Oh master, don't you lay the blame on me. Bold lambkin, he has murdered both the lady and baby. Bold lambkin shall be hung from the gallows so high, and the falseness shall be burned in the fire close by. The bells ring slowly, they'll make a dull sound, with the lady and the baby lay dead on the ground. Bold lambkin.
Awesome. Lovely.
Lovely.
And the moral of that, make sure that you always pay your debts to builders.
Yeah.
Pay your contractors. President Trump should learn that also.
Okay, Eleanor, what do you have for us?
Right, it's a song. It's not ghostly or anything, but there's a bit of shape shifting. So anyway, it's a song by Graham Pratt, although it's based on a few of the verses from an old Yorkshire legend called The Black Fox. As we were out a-hunting one morning in the spring, both hounds and horses a-running well made the hills and valleys ring. But to our great misfortune, no fox could there be found, and the huntsmen cursed and swore, but still no fox moved over the ground. Then up spoke our master huntsman, at the head of hounds rode he. Well, we have ridden for a full 3 hours, and no fox have we seen. Oh, but there's still strength within me, and I will have my chase. And if only the devil himself came by, we'd run him such a race. And then there sprang like lightning a fox from out his hole. His fur was the colour of a starless night, his eyes like burning coal. They chased him over the valleys, they chased him over the fields, they chased him down to the river bank, but never would he yield. He's jumped into the water, and he swum to the other side. He's laughed so loud that the greenwoods shook. Then he's turned to the huntsmen and cried, "Ride on, my gallant huntsman, when must I come again? Oh, never shall you want a fox to chase along the plain. Oh, and when your need is greatest, just call upon my name, and I will come, and you shall have the best of sport and game." All the men looked up in wonder, all the hounds ran back to hide, for the fox he had changed to the devil himself as he stood on the other side. And men and hounds and horses went flying back to town, and hard on their heels came that little black fox, a-laughing as he ran. "Ride on, my gallant huntsman, when must I come again? Oh, never shall you want a fox to chase along the plain." box. Yeah, yeah.
Yeah, good stories there. Thank you. Never heard the Black Fox before, so great to hear that. Okay, our last singer before we break for a break will be Heather Wood. Heather, great to see you here. Looking forward to hearing you sing. Welcome. I think this is the first time you've sung here. And I there's another name with you. I don't know if Leslie is also going to sing or not. You'll need to unmute. Can't hear you. Sorry. I've just unmuted you.
Thanks. Yeah, Leslie lived in London for many years and wrote for City Limits.
City Limits.
Wrote the folk column for City Limits, and now she's back in America, and I'm staying at her house right now.
Aha. Will she be singing, or is it just you?
You just get me.
Okay, that's fine. Okay, Heather, take it away, please.
Okay, this song has nothing to do with Halloween, but it does have some lessons in it. So take note. Poor little Robin, he's feeling so cold. He's feeling so hungry. He's feeling so old. He folds up his wings and sinks down to the mold. He's sadly preparing to die. But a wandering cow was a-passing that way. She'd fed all the day upon grass and on hay. She came to the place where the poor Robin lay, and on him she plopped a cow pie. The Robin revived in the warmth of the poop. His head he perked up, no longer did droop. He chirped and he whistled, he felt cock-a-hoop, and soon he'd be able to fly. But a cat heard the noise, and in spite of the feces, extracted the Robin and tore him to pieces. It made a nice change from a diet of mices. She finished him off with a sigh. Now here's the first lesson, it's easy to see. Not all who shit on you are your enemy. And here's the next lesson, though not quite the end. Who gets you out of the shit is not always your friend. And here's the last lesson, most tastefully put. If you're in the shit and happy, keep your stupid mouth shut.
Fantastic.
Good.
Oh, brilliant.
Memories of the young tradition.
Oh, yes.
Brilliant stuff, Heather. What a debut for Sharps in Isolation. Great stuff. Okay, we have now come to the point in the evening where we take a break, but just before we do that, we will have any parish notices that you wish to share with us. So if you have an announcement, please unmute yourself and tell us all about it briefly, and put any superfluous details or links in the chat, please. Anyone?
Yep. Anybody who knows Jerry Milne, it's his birthday on Thursday. So if you have an email address.
Welcome back to the second half. Our singer to start the second half is going to be Wendy Lanchin, and after Wendy, a song from Graham Baldwin, please. Over to you, Wendy.
I'm sorry, I don't have a Halloween one, but this came on my Spotify playlist this morning, and I just thought it sounded right for the times, really. It's by Mary Gauthier, and it's Mercy Now. My father could use a little mercy now, the fruit of his labor fall and rot slowly on the ground. His work is almost over, it won't be long, he won't be around. I love my father, he could use a mercy now. My brother could use a little mercy now. He's a stranger to freedom. He's shackled to his fear and his doubt. The pain that he lives in, it's almost more than living will allow. I love my brother. He could use some mercy now. My country could use a little mercy now, as they sink into a poison pit. It's gonna take forever to climb out. It carries the weight of the faithful who follow them down. I love my country, but it could use some mercy now. Every living thing could use a little mercy now. Only the hand of grace can end the race towards another mushroom cloud. People in power, they do anything to keep their crown. Life, but life itself could use some mercy now. Yeah, we all could use a little mercy now. I know we don't deserve it, but we need it anyhow. We hang in the balance between hell and higher ground, and every single one of us could use some mercy now. Every single one of us could use a little mercy now.
That's great.
The song, both songs.
Could you tell us who wrote it?
It was by Mary Gauthier.
I don't think this is plugged in. No, it's not. Then why did you?
Thanks for that song, Wendy. It probably is truer now than it has been in many of our lifetimes. So yeah, I'm feeling that one. Okay, it's over to Graham Baldwin now, and Graham will be followed by Rich Galloway, please.
Well, hello everybody. In keeping with the theme, I was trying to think about this. So I had a couple of songs I was thinking of. So, but I thought I'd do this one. This one is a song about a fellow called Aleister Crowley. Everybody knows, I think, who Aleister Crowley is or was. He was an English occultist and a ceremonial magician who founded the Thelemite religion, and he's very much associated with black magic and occult, which of course is very typical for this time of the year. So here's a song about Aleister Crowley. Oops, hang on, I'm gonna get the right key first. There we go. That's better. Mr. Crowley, what went on in your head? Mr. Crowley, did you talk walk to the dead. The lifestyle to me seems so tragic, with the thrill of it all. You fooled all the people with magic, yes, you waited on Satan's door. Mr. Charming, did you think you were pure? Mr. Alarming, in nocturnal rapport, uncovering things that were sacred, manifest of this earth, conceived in the eye of a secret, and they scattered the afterbirth. Mr. Crowley, won't you ride my white horse? Mr. Crowley, it's symbolic of course. Approaching the time that is classic, I hear that maiden's call. Approaching the time that is drastic, standing with their backs to the wall. Was it politically sent? I wanna know what you meant. I wanna know what you meant. And if nobody's ever heard that one before, this might be the first time that a song by Ozzy Osbourne has been played at the Cecil Sharp Folk Club. Written by Ozzy Osbourne.
Definitely a first.
Mr. Crowley.
Okay, great stuff. Ozzy Osbourne. He probably you never knew. Okay, Rich Galloway is our next singer, and then one from Kate Portal, please.
All right. We'll go back to the ghosts. Willie was as fine a sailor as ever spliced a rope, and Mary was his own true love, his own fond love and hope. They loved each other dearly and were to join their wedlock bands when Willie received his orders to sail to some foreign land. On the day that Willie was to sail, he met Mary on the strand. He took her in his arms and kissed her trembling hand. It's adieu unto you, Mary dear, for now we're doomed to part. And I pray to God before I leave, you'll pledge your aching heart. Oh yes, you're going to leave me, love, to plough the deep blue sea. When foreign faces on you smile, you'll never think on me. For time is past her lover's hope, and under a dismal sky. And if you should prove false to me, Willie, 'twould break my heart and I'd die. Well, yes, I'm going to leave you, love, to plough the deep blue sea. When foreign faces on me smile, it will make you dearer to me. If I should prove untrue to you in foreign land or nigh, I pray to God your spirit would haunt me till I die. They kissed, shook hands, and parted, and Willie is gone away. Aloft, aloft, our captain cried, let's get this ship to sea. Our anchor raised without delay, the wind soon filled our sails. With a heavy load 'twixt sea and storm, we entered into the gale. And now our ship is landed, and Willie is safe on shore. Of all the parties that come back, the utmost part he bore. We waltzed with joy and danced with glee, and each man drank a lot, till another fair girl stole Willie's heart, and Mary was forgot. Now our ship has cast its anchor, and once more leaves the shore, and when it gets into deep water, we'll see the land no more. And when it got into deep water, 'twas under a calm blue sky, when all at once dark clouds arose, and a heavy storm was nigh. The thunder it roared tremendous, and lightning it did peal, and Willie, being a first-class sailor, was sent to guide the wheel. Amidst a flash of lightning, a figure stood in his eye, all clad in white, and when it spoke, 'twas like a graveyard's cry. Oh, Willie, you false and faithless man, it's Mary's voice you hear, to remind you of the promise you made while parting from your dear. You swore if you prove false to me in foreign lands or nigh, you prayed to God my spirit would haunt you till you die. Well, Willie, Willie, you false young man, I'm the ghost for which you prayed. Your captain wrote and told me of those false vows you had made. I drowned my body, my bones do lie to bleach on Kerry shore. Now both together we shall sleep in one tomb forevermore. She clasped him with her clay-cold hands, saying, Willie, come with your bride. When a mountain of waves swept over them, and it washed them down their side. They're gone, the captain cried, which shocked those men with fear. When their bodies sank beneath the waves, the night grew calm and clear.
Hey, that's him right here, besides.
I won.
Nicely done, Rich. Okay, Kate, you are following that one, and after Kate, something from Riggy, please.
Hello, can you hear me?
Certainly can.
Oh, super. This time of year, of course, not so much now, but children would, and perhaps other people as well, would go from house to house, not doing trick or treat, but singing to get money which they needed. It seems strange that these days people go round giving people things, and then people had to go round and get them themselves. And obviously, I think a bit like wassailing, there would be souling songs from many different areas. We all know the one that the Watersons made so famous. I'm going to try to sing it, and I hope I do it justice. Soul Cake. A soul cake, please, good missus, a soul cake, an apple, a pear, a plum or a cherry, or any good thing to make us merry. 1 for Peter, 2 for Paul, and 3 for him who made us all. God bless the master of this house, the mistress or so, and all the little children that round the table grow. And wise to young men and maidens, your cattle and your store, and all who dwell within these gates may have 10 times more. A soul cake, please, good missus, a soul cake, an apple, a pear, a plum or a cherry, or any good thing to make us merry. 1 for Peter, 2 for Paul, and 3 for him who made us all. The lanes are very dirty, my shoes are very thin, but I've got a little pocket to put a penny in. If you haven't got a penny, a halfpenny will do. If you haven't got a halfpenny, God bless you. A soul, a soul, a soul cake. Please, good missus, a soul cake. An apple, a pear, a plum or a cherry, or any good thing to make us merry. 1 for Peter, 2 for Paul, 3 for him who made us all.
Done, Kate.
Sam, that was lovely.
Okay, to hear it again.
Thank you.
Very nicely done, Kate. Thank you, and absolutely on theme. Of course, we don't have to sing songs that are on theme tonight. Don't want anyone to not sing because of that. But anyway, great stuff. Okay, Riggy is next, and then Sheila Miller, please.
Okay, this is almost Halloween type song. It's a magic song from Thomas Campion, a British composer from the late 1500s. So it's old. I hope you enjoy this. It has to do with different methods of invoking magic things to happen. One of which is throwing oak ashes in the air. Thrice toss these oaken ashes in the air. Thrice sit thou mute in this enchanted chair, and thrice 3 times tie up this true love's knot, and murmur softly she will, or she will not. Then thrice 3 times tie up this true love's knot, and murmur softly she will, or she will not. Go burn these poisonous weeds in yon blue fire, these screech owl's feathers and this prickling briar, this cypress gathered at a dead man's grave, that all my fears and cares an end may have. This cypress gathered at a dead man's grave, that all my fears and cares an end may have. Then come, you fairies, dance with me around, melt her hard heart with your melodious sound. In vain are all the charms I can devise. She hath an art to break them with her eyes. In vain are all the charms I can devise. She hath an art to break them with her eyes. Thomas Campion, 1585.
That's a proper old song, Riggy, thanks. Okay, Sheila is next, and after Sheila, one from John Roberts.
I'm actually going to read something to you rather than singing anything to you. doesn't relate to Halloween, but a certain amount of death has been involved. This is a book I first read about 50 years ago and reread a few months ago. You'll understand why, I think. I'm going to read you 2 paragraphs. Écoutant en effet les cris d'allégresse qui montaient de la ville, Rieu se souvenait que cette allégresse était toujours menacée, car il savait que ce que cette foule en joie ignorait, et qu'on peut lire dans les livres, que le Bastille de la peste ne meurt ni ne disparaît jamais, qu'il peut rester pendant des dizaines d'années endormi dans les meubles et le linge, qu'il attend patiemment dans les chambres, les caves, les malles, les mouchoirs et les paperasses, et que peut-être le jour viendrait où, pour le malheur et l'enseignement des hommes, la peste réveillerait ses rats et les enverrait mourir dans une cité heureuse. And here it is in English. Oh, and it's that. And this is the English version. And indeed, as he listened to the cries of joy rising from the town, Dr. Rieu remembered that such joy is always imperilled. He knew what those jubilant crowds did not know, but could have learnt from books, that the plague bacillus never dies or disappears for good, that it can lie dormant for years and years in furniture and linen chests, that it hides its time in bedrooms, cellars, trunks and bookshelves, and that perhaps the day would come when, for the bane and the enlightenment of men, it roused up its rats again and sent them forth to die in a happy city. You'll understand why I've been rereading that. I've always loved that paragraph.
Very good.
Thank you, Sheila. That was really unexpected and unusual, and yeah, spot on. Thank you. Okay, it's John Roberts now, and after John, one from Tom Reed.
Okay, I'll give you my 18th century ghost song du jour. I'm afraid it has some 18th century sensibilities, but that's the way folk songs are. A captain bold in Halifax, who dwelt in country quarters, said he used a maid who hung herself one Monday in her garters. His wicked conscience smited him, he lost his stomach daily, he took to drinking ratafia and thought upon Miss Bailey. Oh, Miss Bailey, unfortunate Miss Bailey. Oh, Miss Bailey, unfortunate Miss Bailey. One night betimes he went to bed, for he had caught the fever. Said he, I am a handsome man, and I'm a gay deceiver. His candle just at 12 o'clock began to burn quite palely. A ghost stepped up to his bedside and said, Behold, Miss Bailey. Oh, Miss Bailey, unfortunate Miss Bailey. Oh, Miss Bailey, unfortunate Miss Bailey. Avaunt, Miss Bailey, then he cried, you can't affright me really. Dear Captain Smith, the ghost replied, you used me ungenteelly. The coroner's quest goes hard with me, because I've acted frailly, and Parson Biggs won't bury me, though I'm a dead Miss Bailey. Oh, Miss Bailey, unfortunate Miss Bailey. Oh, Miss Bailey, unfortunate Miss Bailey. Dear Mum, says he, since you and I must once for all accounts close. I have a £1 note in my regimental small clothes. 'Twill bribe the sexton for your grave. The ghost then answered gaily, bless you, wicked Captain Smith. Remember poor Miss Bailey. Oh, Miss Bailey, unfortunate Miss Bailey. Oh, Miss Bailey, unfortunate Miss Bailey.
Oh, John, that was brilliant. You'll be a star.
Lovely stuff, John. Thank you. Okay, one from Tom Reed now, and then one from Bev Praver.
Thanks, Amanda. Well, this is not particularly Halloween, but it's got loads of blood and guts in it, so it's quite appropriate. When we were kids, we used to sing this as we were skipping, which makes me wonder about my childhood. And this is called The Woman in the Woods. And there was an old woman, and she lived in the woods. Wheel ya, while ya. There was an old woman, and she lived in the woods, down by the river Sile. She had a baby 3 months old. Wheel ya, while ya. She had a baby 3 months old, down by the river Sile. She had a penknife long and sharp. Wheel ya, while ya. She had a penknife long and sharp, down by the river Sile. She stuck the penknife in the baby's heart. Wheel ya, while ya. She stuck the penknife in the baby's heart, down by the river Sile. The more she stuck, the more he gushed. Wheel ya, while ya. The more she stuck, the more he gushed, down by the river Sile. There were 3 loud knocks came a knocking at the door. Wheel ya, while ya. 3 loud knocks came a knocking at the door, down by the river Sile. There were 2 policemen and a special branchman. Wheel ya, while ya. 2 policemen and a special branchman, down by the river Sile. They took her away and they put her in the jail. Wheel ya, while ya. They took her away and they put her in the jail, down by the river Sile. They put a rope around her neck. Wheel ya, while ya. They put a rope around her neck, down by the river Sile. The more they pulled, the more she squelched. Wheel ya, while ya. The more they pulled, the more she squelched, down by the river Sile. And that was the end of the woman in the woods. Wheel ya, while ya. That was the end of the baby too, down by the river Sile. The moral of the story is, wheel ya, while ya. Don't stick knives in babies' hearts, down by the river Sile.
Wonderful.
Tom, a folk song.
Hold on.
A real folk song.
Gruesome.
That was a class act, Tom, but good grief, some people might think you were a bit sick. And anyone who enjoys it is a bit sick, so that's all of us probably. Okay, great stuff. All right, over to Bev. Bev, I think I finally managed to learn to pronounce your surname because I listened back to one of your very early performances here. So apologies for getting it wrong for so long. I hope I've got it right now.
You
And
will not be the first or the last.
yeah. After you, it will be Lisa Null, please.
Okay, let me get a note here. There were two sisters lived in a bower. Hi-ho, Manani-o. There came a knight to be their wooer, and the swan swims so bonny-o. He courted the eldest with glove and ring. Hi-ho, Manani-o. But he loved the youngest above all things, and the swan swims so bonny-o. This grieved the eldest sister fair. Hi-ho, Manani-o. And so she ended her sister fair, and the swan swims so bonny-o. The eldest said to the youngest one, Hi-ho, Manani-o. Let's go see our father's ships come in, and the swan swims so bonny-o. The youngest stood all on a stone. Hi-ho, Manani-o. The eldest came and pushed her in, and the swan swims so bonny-o. Oh, sister, give to me your hand. Hi-ho, Manani-o. And I'll give you both house and land, and the swan swims so bonny-o. Oh, I'll give you neither hand nor glove. Hi-ho, Manani-o, unless you give me your own true love, and the swan swims so bonny-o. So down she sank and away she swam. Hi-ho, Manani-o, until she reached the miller's dam, and the swan swims so bonny-o. Oh, miller, miller, come draw your dam. Hi-ho, Manani-o. It's either a mermaid or a swan, and the swan swims so bonny-o. He could not see her yellow hair. Hi-ho, Manani-o, for golden jewels that were so rare, and the swan swims so bonny-o. A famous harper passing by, Hi-ho, Manani-o, her pale dead face he chanced to spy, and the swan swims so bonny-o. He made a harp of her breastbone, Hi-ho, Manani-o, whose notes would melt a heart of stone, and the swan swims so bonny-o. He made the strings of her yellow hair, Hi-ho, Manani-o, whose notes made sad the listening ear, and the swan swims so bonny-o. He took this harp to her father's hall, Hi-ho, Manani-o, and there were the court assembled all, and the swan swims so bonny-o. He placed this harp upon a stone, Hi-ho, Manani-o, and there it began to play alone, and the swan swims so bonny-o. Oh, yonder sits my father the king, Hi-ho, Manani-o, and by him sits my mother the queen, and the swan swims so bonny-o. And yonder sits my brother Hugh, Hi-ho, Manani-o, and by him William, my love true, and the swan swims so bonny-o. Oh, the very last thing that the harp played then, Hi-ho, Manani-o, was woe to my sister false Ellen, and the swan swims so bonny-o.
Families, eh? Terrible. Yeah, great song though. Okay, Lisa's our next singer, and after Lisa, could we have a song from Dave Harbord, please? Over to you, Lisa. Oh, you need to unmute.
How about that? Now, can you hear
That's
me
good.
now?
That's good now, yeah.
Okay. This is another ballad, so if you need to go and get a cup of coffee, that's okay. But if you want to hear another good story, this one is from Jean Ritchie. Sweet William arose one May morn, dressed himself in blue. We want you to tell us something about the love between Lady Margaret and you. I know nothing about Miss Lady Margaret's love. I know that she don't love me. But tomorrow morning at 8 o'clock, Lady Margaret, my bride, shall see. Lady Margaret was standing in her own hall door, combing down her long yellow hair. Who should she see but sweet William and his bride, and the lawyers all riding by? She threw down her ivory comb, bound her hair in silk. She has stepped out of her own hall door, never to return any more. The day being over and night coming on, when most all men were asleep, who should she spy but Miss Lady Margaret's ghost, standing at his own bed feet? How do you like your bed? She asked him. How do you like your sheets? How do you like that pretty fair miss that's lying in your arms asleep? The night being over and day coming on, when most all men were at work, sweet William grew sick and was troubled in his mind from the dream he'd had that night. Such dreams, they are no good. Such dreams, they are no good. I dreamed my hall was filled with wild swine. My true love was swimming in blood. Sweet William he called for his merry men all, by one, by two, by three. Said to the youngest of them, go ask of my bride if Lady Margaret I might go and see. He rode and he rode on his milk-white steed, and jingled at the pin. There was none so ready as Miss Lady Margaret's brother to rise and to let him in. Oh, is she in her garden, he asked him, or is she in the hall? Or is she in her upstairs chamber, with her ladies amongst them all? Neither is she in her upstairs chamber, neither is she in the hall, but yonder she lies in that new wooden coffin that's over there against the wall. Take down those milk-white sheets made of linen so fine, that I might kiss those clay corpsey lips that oftentimes have once kissed mine. First he kissed his cake old cheek, then he kissed her chin, then he kissed those clay corpsey lips which burst his heart within. They buried Lady Margaret in the old churchyard. Sweet William they buried beside her. Out of her breast there grew a red rose, out of his backbone a briar. They grew and they grew up the old church tower, till they could grow no higher. And there they tied in a true lover's knot, for all true lovers to admire.
That's two fabulous ballads in a row. Yeah, we're really lucky this evening. Been some great songs. Thank you for adding another one, Lisa. Okay, Dave Harbord is our next singer, and then Mike Haley, or Mike Haley, not sure if I've got your name right. I'm hoping we can get everybody on this evening, but it might be a little squeeze for the last couple of people on the list, so fingers crossed. But meanwhile, over to Dave.
Okay, this is a song by my favourite songwriter, Leon Rosselson, and it's a children's song, really, and it hasn't got anything to do with Halloween at all, which I don't like Halloween myself. Anyway, you hear me all right? Go. You need skin, take good care of it, don't harm a hair of it, what would you do without it? Keep it clean. Soap and water every day to wash the germs and smells away, because you need skin. Whether you're fat or whether you're thin, it keeps the germs from falling in. Whether you're skinny or whether you're stout, it keeps the blood from trickling out. You need skin, take good care of it, don't harm a hair of it, what would you do without it? Keep it clean. Soapy water every day to wash the germs and smells away, because you need skin. Whether you're black or whether you're brown, it keeps your tummy from tumbling down. Whether you're silly or whether you're smart, it keeps your bones from falling apart. You need skin, take good care of it, don't harm a hair of it, what would you do without it? Keep it clean. Soapy water every day to wash the germs and smells away, because you need skin. Whether you're dark or whether you're fair, skin's a thing for growing hair. It's waterproof in rainy weather. It keeps the bits of your body together. You need skin. Take good care of it. Don't harm a hair of it. What would you do without it? Keep it clean. Soapy water every day to wash the germs and smells away, because you need skin. Thank you.
Well done, Dave.
Well done, Dave.
Total change of pace there, Dave. Thank you for that. And thanks to Leon Rosselson. Okay, next we have Mike, and after Mike, a song from Brendan Kennedy, please.
All right. Okay, so we're running close on time, so I'm not going to go with the longer one. We'll go with The Devil and the Bailiff. One fine, pleasant evening last summer, I was strolling through Kirkaveen, when a pair of queer playboys galloning before me I happened to see. Now to know what these fellas were up to, a trifle I hastened my walk, and before I soon learned their profession, when I got within line of their talk. Well, one of these lads was the devil, and the other was Bailiff McGlynn. Sure, one was as nice as the other, for they both were as ugly as sin. Says the old lad, you know I'm the devil, and you are the bailiff, I see. 'Tis the devil himself, says the bailiff. Ah, that beats the devil, says he. Then a young lad ran out of the cottage, and off with him over the fields. May the devil take you, said his mother, as she rattled a stone off his heels. Ah, now why don't you take the young rascal, your highness, the bailiff, he cried. Ah, 'twas not from her heart that the wish came, the devil he smiled in reply. Close by a small plot of potatoes, a bohum was striving to dig, when the owner ran out and she shouted, May the devil take you for his pig. Said the bailiff, now that's a fine offer, why not take the bottom, said he. Says the devil, her lips only said it, and that's not sufficient for me. As they jogged on, a young man espied them, and into his mother he said, crying, oh, mother dear, it's the bailiff. And she clasped her two hands and she said, May the devil take that ugly bailiff. Said the devil, be that I'll do. It was straight from the heart that the wish came, so bailiff McGlynn, I'll take you. And he did.
Very well.
Nice one, nice one. Okay, Brendan Kennedy's our next singer, and after Brendan, Declan Coyne. So I think we're having a bit of an Irish moment here.
We sure are. Okay, this song was actually written as a poem by W.B. Yeats. It's called Stolen Child. Where dips the rocky highland of Sleuthwood in the lake, there lies a leafy island where flapping herons awake. The drowsy water rats where we hid our fairy vats, full of berries and the reddest stolen cherries. Come away, O human child, to the waters and the wild, with the fairy hand in hand, for the world's more full of weeping than you can understand. Where the veil of moonlight glosses the dim grey sands with light, from far off furthest Rosses we footed through the night, weaving olden dances, mingling hands and mingling glances, where the moon takes the flight. To and fro we leap and chase the frothy bubbles, while the world is full of troubles and anxious in its sleep. Come away, O human child, to the waters and the wild, with the fairy hand in hand, for the world's more full of weeping than you can understand. Where the wandering water gushes from the hills above Glencar, in pools among the rushes that scarce could bathe a star, we seek for slumbering trout, and whispering in their ears, give them unquiet dreams, leaning softly out from ferns that drop their tears over the young streams. Come away, O human child, to the waters and the wild, with the fairy hand in hand, for the world's more full of weeping than you can understand. So away with us he's going, the solemn-eyed, no more he'll hear the lowing of calves on the warm hillside, nor the cattle on the hob sing peace unto his breast, or see the brown mice bob round and round the oatmeal chest. For he comes, the human child, to the waters and the wild, with the fairy hand in hand, from a world more full of weeping than he can understand. Yes, he comes, the human child, to the waters and the wild, with a fairy hand in hand, from a world more full of weeping than he can understand.
A lovely setting, it really is.
Yeah, great stuff.
Lovely stuff, Brendan. Now carrying on with our Irish interlude, it is Declan Coyne, but after him, Cathy Dent will bring us back to London. Over to you first, Declan.
Okay, can you hear me?
Loud and clear.
Can you hear me? Yeah, okay. Do I have to follow Brendan Kennedy? Yeah, he's a hard act to follow.
Yeah, sorry.
Yeah, I don't have any Halloween one, but there's a bit of this is a song, a curse song on the guy who hung Robert Emmet in 1803 in Dublin. Apparently Robert Emmet's code name was Nell Flaherty's Drake. So this is a curse on the man who murdered Nell Flaherty's Drake. My name it is Nell, and quite candid I tell, and I live near Cote that I'll never deny. I had a large drake, and the truth to spake, that me grandmother left me, and she gone to die. He was wholesome and sound, and he weighed 20 pounds, and the universe round I would rob for his sake. Bad went to the robber, both drunken and sober, that murdered Nell Flaherty's beautiful Drake. His neck it was green and most rare to be seen. He was fit for a queen of the highest degree. His body was white and it would you delight. He was plump, fat and heavy and brisk as a bee. The dear little fellow, his legs they were yellow. He'd fly like a swallow and dive like a hare. Till some wicked savage to graze his white cabbage most wantonly murdered Nell Flaherty's Drake. May his pig never hunt, may his pig never grunt, may his cat never hunt, that a ghost may haunt in the dead of the night. May his hens never lay, may his ass never bray, may a goat fly away like an old paper kite. That the flies and the fleas, oh, the wretch ever tease, and the bitter nor breeze make him tremble and shake. Bad wind to the robber, both drunken and sober, that murdered Nell Flaherty's beautiful Drake. May his pipe never smoke, may his teapot be broke, and to add to the joke, may his kettle ne'er boil. May ne'er rest in bed till the hour that is dead. May he always be fed on lobscouse and fish oil. May he swell with the gout till his grinders fall out. May he roar, bawl, and shout with a horrid toothache. May his temples wear horns and all his toes horns. The monster that murdered Nell Flaherty's Drake. May his spade never dig, may his sow never pig. May each nit in his wig be as large as a snail. May his door have no latch, may his roof have no thatch. May his turkey not hatch, may the rats eat his kale. May every old fairy from Cork to Dunleary dip him snug and airy in some pond or lake, where the eel and the trout may dine on the snout of the monster that murdered Nell Flaherty's drake. Now the only good news that I have to diffuse is that Long Peter Hughes and Blind Piper MacPaig and Big Nose Bob Manson, Buck-toothed Bob Hanson, each man has a grandson of my darling Drake. My bird, he has dozens of nephews and cousins, and one I must have or my poor heart will break. Ah, to make me life easy before I go crazy, there ends the sad tale of Nell Flaherty's Drake.
Great to hear that, Declan. Thank you. Okay, Kathy's our next singer. After Kathy, it will be David Jones, please. But over to you first, Kathy.
Okay, I'm going to do another of Waterton's souling songs. So the Soul Cakes were out on the 1st of November, the eve of All Souls Day. And every soul cake was to release a tortured soul from purgatory. For we're 1, 2, 3 good hearty lads, and we're all in one mind. No, lost the tune. So go down into your cellar, boys, and it's there you will find some strong beer, some cider, some ale or port wine. Bring your white bread and cheese, it will fill us with cheer, for we'll come no more so nigh to you till this time next year. For we're 1, 2, 3 good hearty lads, and we're all in one mind. For we have come a souling, good nature to find. For we have come a souling, for your money and your beer, and we'll come no more so nigh to you till this time next year. Oh, come, dearest mistress, do not tarry to spin, but to untop a jug, to draw some ale in. And when we have gotten it, how soon you shall see. And when we have drunken it, how merry we shall be. For we are 1, 2, 3 good hearty lads, and we're all in one mind. For we have come as all in good nature to find. For we have come a souling for your money and your beer, and we'll come no more so nigh to you till this time next year. Come bring us your soul cakes, good dame. For while walking and talking, we have gained a great name. For while walking and talking, we have got very dry, and the last of your neighbours did not us deny. For we are 1, 2, 3 good hearty lads, and we're all in one mind. For we have come a souling good nature to find. For we have come a souling for your money and your beer, and we'll come no more so nigh to you till this time next year. Well, our time it is precious, and we cannot long stay. We're a company that's designed to taste of your ale. We want none of your small beer, nor none of your pale. but the one out of the clinker keg that's next to the wall. For we are 1, 2, 3 good hearty lads, and we're all in one mind. For we have come a sowing good nature to find. For we have come a sowing for your money and your beer, and we'll come no more so nigh to you till this time next year.
Lovely to hear these souling songs, so thank you for that one. Although I think it's a bit disingenuous because they're obviously going to be back in Guy Fawkes Night and then again at for Wassailing, so they're lying there, but never mind. Okay, please don't forget everyone to put the titles of your songs in the chat. And our next singer is going to be David Jones. After him, it will be Martin Ryan, and then we'll see.
Okay, I thought I'd sing Ewan MacColl's song, The Joy of Living. Farewell, you northern hills, you mountains, all goodbye. Moorlands and stony ridges, crags and peaks, goodbye. Glittervach, farewell. Coolbeck, Scafell, cloud-bearing Sullivan. Sun-warm rocks and the cold of bleak Low's frozen sea. The snow and the wind and the rain on hills and mountains. Days in the sun and the tempered wind and the air like wine. And you drink till you're drunk on the joy of living. Farewell to you, my love, my time is almost done. Lie in my arms once more until the darkness comes. You filled all my days, held the night at bay, dearest companion. Years pass by and they're gone with the speed of birds in flight. Our lives like the verse of a song heard in the mountains. Give me your hand and love and join your voice with mine, and we'll sing of the hurt and the pain and the joy of living. Farewell to you, my chicks, soon you must fly alone. Flesh of my flesh, my future life, bone of my bone. May your wings be strong, may your days be long, safe be your journey. Each of you bears inside of you the gift of love. May it bring you light and warmth and the pleasure of giving. Eagerly savor each new day and the taste of its mouth. Never lose sight of the thrill and the joy of living. Take me to some high place of heather, rock, and ling. Scatter my dust and ashes, feed me to the wind. so that I might be part of all you see, the air you are breathing. I'll be part of the curlew's cry and the soaring hawk, the blue milkwort and sundew hung with diamonds. I'll be riding the gentle breeze as it blows through your hair, reminding you how we shared in the joy of living.
Yes, yes, yes. Well done.
Beautifully sung, David.
Thank you, David. I always need a few minutes to compose myself after hearing that. Yeah, fantastic song, brilliantly sung. Martin Ryan is our next singer, and I think we will have time for Rory after him. And if we have time for John Johnson after Rory, we will have him. I do need to finish at 11, but we'll see how we go. And if we can't squeeze John on tonight, he'll be on next week for sure. Okay, over to you, Martin.
Yes, it looks like the Irish are bringing up the rear all right as we come to the end. But many of you will know the current Irish great sporting anthem of the Fields of Athenry. And while it's not quite a Halloween horror, it's not everybody's favorite song, but it did produce a response, a bit like the antibodies with COVID at the time, because this song was written as a reaction by two local traditional singers and musicians in Athenry, which is a small town outside Galway, close to where I live. Down by the Clarence mossy bank, one evening I did stray, for to while away a pleasant hour before the close of day. My mind began to wander to the days long, long gone by, when I roamed as free as the gwayne she round the fields of Athenry. It was often with our dogs and sticks, just at the break of day, barefooted over the dew-clad hills, we carelessly did stray, for to hunt the rabbit and course the hare, till the moon rose in the sky. Those were the happy days we spent round the fields of Athenry. And we had some famous hunting dogs, I will mention but a few. There was Speed and Spot, there was Rebel Brave, there was Noble Murty too. But Bruno was the king of all, as over the sand he would fly. It was woe betide the hare that strayed round the fields of Athenry. All through the long hot summer days in the green fields we would play, while youthful blood coursed in our veins, death seemed far away. We thought we were immortal, and 'twas only the old that died. But now there's few of the friends that I knew round the fields of Athenry. And soon the Lord will come for me, my final peace will be made. On that hallowed hill above the town, it's there that I will be laid. And when the day of judgment comes, with a fanfare from the sky, I will rise and then I will hunt again round the fields of Athenry. That's it.
That was a great response by the residents. Thank you. Okay, I love dogs songs that list dogs. It's very old tradition, goes back to Ovid's Metamorphoses.
Yes,
Believe it or
exactly.
not.
Exactly.
Anyway, thank you for that. Rory's our next singer. I'm actually being petitioned in the chat to let John Johnson sing. So, okay, I what can I do? Not by John Johnson, by somebody else. So Rory and then John will go a little past 11, but not too far. Okay, over to you, Rory.
Okay, well, this is suitably Halloweeny, and might the victims in it might be actually something to do with the plague in the past as well. But so, and the dangers of closing schools down too late. There lived a lady in merry Scotland, and she had sons all three, and she sent them away to fair England for to learn some English deeds. They had not been in fair England not 12 months and 1 day before the news came to their mother. They were laid all in cold clay. I will not believe in God, she said, nor in the Trinity, or else they sent my own sons back to me as they went from here. Then God breathed life into their bodies, breathed life into their chests, and he sent them away to their own dear mother, for in heaven they could take no rest. When they came to their own mother's gate, so loud then they did ring, and who so ready as their own dear mother, for to let those 3 souls in? The table was laid, the meat put on, no meat, mother, can we take, since it's been so long and many a day since we from here have been. The bed was made, the sheets turned down, no rest, mother, can we take, since it's been so long and many a day since we from here have been. Then up did crow the milk-white cock, and up did crow the red, and ain't it a pity, they all then said, as the quick shall part from the dead. They took a yew tree by the top and split it to the root, and ain't it a pity, they all then said, as the quick shall part from the dead. Then farewell stick, and farewell stone, and farewell ladies all, farewell to the nurse that gave us suck, and down the tears let fall.
Wow.
Well sung.
Wow, another fantastic ballad. It's been a great night for them. It is now over to John Johnson to close the evening for us. Hopefully not with a 20-minute ballad, but welcome, John. Looking forward to hear you sing. And in case I forget, many thanks to Livy on the mute button. Always great to have that support. Over to you now, John.
Thank you. God bless. My lady of autumn, sing me your song, play me your tune. Tell me I'm wrong, tell me you don't mean the things that you say. Tell me that we'll find a way. You're right clear as winter, your touch fresh as spring. You wail like the summer, free as birds on the wing. The seasons are changing, it's time you were gone. The colors of you will go on. My lady of autumn, sing me your song, play me your tune. Tell me I'm wrong, oh, tell me you don't mean the things that you say. Tell me that we'll find a way. Oh, fields that were golden are changing to brown. Leaves that were green now tumble to the ground, and the warm sun of summer makes way for the snow. I know it's time you must go. Oh, my lady of autumn, sing me your song, play me your tune. Tell me I'm wrong, oh, tell me you don't mean the things that you say. Tell me that we'll find a way. The light it is changing, the sky is overcast. Winter is here now, autumn is past, and deep in this dark world, some warmth I must find. Though it's winter in the valley, it's still autumn in my mind. Oh, my lady of autumn, sing me your song, play me your tune. Tell me I'm wrong, oh, tell me you don't mean the things that you say. Tell me that we'll find a way. Thank you.
And Johnny.
Lovely, John. Thank you very much indeed. I'm glad I was pressured to break the rules. And can hear you all. What a fantastic evening. It always is, but tonight was really special. And yeah, have a terrifying, scary, horrifying Halloween. And
Thank you all for singing wonderfully again.
Yeah, thank you everyone. Thanks Amanda, thanks Libby.
Thank you, Amanda.
Great session.
Great night. Thank you.
Night.
Bye, everybody.
All of you who can, please vote.
Oh, yeah.
Please.